Welcome to yoga. This is a difficult time to practice and carve out space to do self care work. So, thank you for coming. I'm going to lead this class with a type of meditation that is called a Metta meditation, which translates to a kindness, a loving kindness meditation. So, get really comfortable in your seat. Hips can be lifted. You could be cross-legged, or you can sit back on your heels and turn your palms to face down. So even that simple action of placing your palms to face down on your thighs creates a grounding energy in your body, which I think is really, really beneficial right now. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a long, deep breath in through your nose. And really savor the sensation of breathing, pulling the breath up a little bit higher, a little extra sip of air before you exhale with a sigh. And we'll do that 2 more times. So take a deep breath in, letting the whole body expand like there's a balloon blowing up under your rib cage. And let your exhale feel like a bit of a universal sigh. Try that 1 more time. Inhale, opening and expanding. Exhale to come back down to earth. Good. Over the next few moments of our meditation, I will say a sentence and I invite you to, out loud or silently, depending where you are right now, to just repeat after me. So let's take another deep breath in first and exhale. Repeating after me out loud or silently in your mind. May I be happy. May I be free from suffering. May I find peace. Take a long, deep breath in. And exhale, again, silently or loudly repeating after me. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May you find peace. Take a long, deep breath in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Repeating after me. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings find peace. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Slip your hands down beside your body. Inhale, scoop both arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, take your hands down to your heart center. Good. Place your left hand on the floor beside you. Reach your right hand up and over. Just place your right hand to the back of your head. Put your elbow back. Let your head be heavy in your hand and bend into that grounded elbow and palm. Root down through both sit bones, so you're really grounding through your lower body. And sink a little further into that side body stretch. And it feels a bit like a curtsy as you come through center, pushing the floor away, just to catch the opposite edge of your mat. Take the other arm behind your head, yeah. Let your head get heavy in the hand, and you might even create a little tactile sensation against the back of your skull. There's some really powerful acupressure points there. And then melt into the shape. So you're letting the body fall to the side here. without collapsing the head. In fact, the back of your head is still pushing into the back of your head. Good. Let's sweep our body back through center. Take our hands and just open and close your hands almost frantically. Like it feels a bit like a silly action to do in a quieter yoga class. But just move your hands and then shake your wrists, shake your hands all together. Keep shaking them, keep shaking them, keep shaking them, keep shaking them. Take a big breath in. Exhale, palms come to your thighs. Close your eyes. Inhale, lengthen out through the top of your head. And exhale, just drop your chin down towards your chest. Very, very simple action here. Let your left ear roll over towards your right shoulder. Breathe in there. Go ahead and breathe out. Tilt your head over to the other side. Catch an in-breath. Exhale, bring your chin back through center. Inhale, pick up your shoulders, pick up your head and your chest, and take 3 big shoulder rolls in each direction. 3 big shoulder rolls in each direction. Listening and noticing all the little sounds that your shoulders and your upper back will make here. Then rotate your body around. Take that little blanket you were sitting on, if you were sitting on it, and just place it under your knees to catch your knees for some added support. And stack your palms flat under your shoulders. Let your belly really dump down. So there's a big arch in your lower back. Plug your shoulder blades in and lift your gaze up. And then think about smiling across your collarbones here. So you brighten up the shape. Push your palms further into the floor. Good. Undo all of that. Tuck your chin into your chest and puff between your shoulder blades. Look right down your body towards your navel. Undo and drop your belly. Loop your shoulders back. Lift your heart and chest. 2 more rounds of cat-cow. These little spinal undulations are really here to ease out any residual tension from sitting or even sleeping. The days are getting longer and darker. And so our bodies are taking in more time to rest. It's harder to get up and move now. Can you set your body back to neutral? So come back to a neutral spine. Bring your big toes together. Sink your hips to your heels and just reach your arms out overhead. Find child's pose. And then from child's pose, pick your body back up onto all fours. Kick your right leg back and stretch your left arm forward. Zip up through your belly button. Tap your elbow to your knee, right beneath your belly button. Use an inhale to open back up. Really push down through the firm palm of your right hand. And think about pulling up from your right armpit. And then try that again. Push firmly down through the palm of your right hand and zip energy up through your right armpit. Take those limbs down to the floor, straight away, switch directions, opening your right arm and your left leg. Begin to compress and extend. Open and close. Right? It feels a bit like extrovert, you're opening everything up, and introvert, you have to come back in and take peace. Pulling open and close for 3, for 2, and 1. Good. Take your hands and your feet down. Flex your feet. Flex your feet and sit back onto your heels. Grab your strap. If you don't have one, just pretend you do. Just pretend you do. Make sure you're sitting on your heels so the soles of your feet are getting this really miraculous stretch. And then take your hands into your strap and reach your arms up overhead. Separating the hands any distance apart. Just start to floss your shoulders. So maybe you lift the arms up and back and bring them all the way forward. You might just go halfway. You might not make it. My 3-year-old Archie wanted to ride his scooter to school today, which is a trick because he doesn't actually ride it. He just stands on it and then I pull him. And I have a good friend who recently got frozen shoulder, which is a terrible, terrible ailment of the shoulder joint, from pulling her kids on their scooters. So instead of pulling my kid today, it took us 40 minutes to walk 15 minutes with scooter in tow because I did not want to freeze my shoulder. This kind of mobility work is so good to prevent injuries from repetitive motion or strain. Keep your arms all the way up. Again, if you don't have a strap, you're just pretending you do, right? Keep your arms all the way up and then reach your arms over towards one direction. I know your feet might be feeling some big sensations here. Just hold on one more second. Reach over to the other direction. Thank you. Pull it all back up through center. Take that strap down. And now you can move your props out to the side. We'll bring them back in a few minutes, but we'll take them to the side for now. Splat your hands down on your yoga mat and take as much time as you need to windmill your body up into a downward dog. Press firm through the palms of your hands. Through the index fingers and the thumbs, like can you push them down so hard you can really feel them, and then bend into your right knee and anchor your left heel to the floor. Take a breath in. Bend into your left knee, anchor your right heel down to the floor. Take a breath in. Good. First, straighten both legs. Lift up your heels. Keep pushing the floor away. And now bend your knees so they come to a hover. Look forward. And straighten your legs. Downward facing dog again. Try that one more time. So bend both knees just until they hover above the yoga mat. Your gaze lifts up. And straighten your legs. Look forward. Take as many little tiptoe steppies as you need to and step your right foot between your hands. Step your right foot between your hands. Come high up onto your fingertips. Inhale, look up. Good. And then as you exhale, reach your arms back behind you into a runner's lunge. Push into that right foot and take your hands to your heart in prayer. Sink deep into your right knee. Your hands can stay here in front of your chest in prayer, or maybe reach your hands back behind you. Stay in the lunge. I'm just shifting to show you. And start to kiss your palms together in reverse prayer. If that's too much, keep them in front of the chest. But in both variations, can you draw your tailbone down and pick your pubic bone up? Bend deeper into that right knee. Take one more breath in. And exhale. Release the hands wherever they were. Rotate your left toes to face the left long edge of your yoga mat. And bend into your front knee for warrior two. But then change your mind, straighten your right leg, reach both arms up, kiss the fingers together, bend back into your right knee, find warrior two. Change your mind again, lift the arms up, legs extend. This time we'll hold, sinking down into a warrior two. Drag your torso back so your shoulders are above your hips. Drop your left hand down your back thigh and reach your right arm up alongside your right ear, stretching it behind you. Now bend deeper into the front knee, bend into the right elbow and place your right elbow onto your thigh. Let's take our left hand to our left hip and manually assist that hip, draw the hip up and back. So your left bum cheek feels like it's pulling under, and that creates more stretch through the left side of your leg. Maybe your left hand comes to your head. It could also reach alongside your ear. And spread all of your fingers really wide here, like big stop sign hands. Take a breath in. Good. Exhale. Can you rotate your torso and your left hand down to the floor? Plant your left palm to the inside of your right foot. Go ahead and drop your left knee. Heel toe your right foot to the outside edge of your yoga mat. Push your right hand into your right thigh and start to invite rotation into the core. Take a big breath in. Good. Exhale, let your pelvis sink. Inhale again. And exhale, take your right hand down to the floor. Sink your hips back. Walk your hands back too and lift up those right toes. Lift up your right toes. They drag right towards your face before you pour your weight forward. And this might be just a titch, like you might just come down one drip forward. Or maybe you get really long in the spine and you start to feel that shearing of tension in the lower back and fold in deeper, activating big, deep hamstring stretches here. Nice work. Can you plant your palms and carefully step back onto all fours? Flex your feet, puff between your shoulder blades, lift up your legs, find downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide. A universal sigh comes out through your mouth. Look forward and creep that left foot between your hands. The feet are wide. They're nice and wide, like they're on railroad tracks. Think about scissoring your inner hips together so the pelvis is actually lifting here before you reach your arms alongside your body. In this sweet aerodynamic shape, can you press into your left foot and then bring your hands up to heart center? You're working balance and lower body strength. Maybe the arms stay here, but they could work towards reverse namaste. Pressing the palms together behind your back and creeping them up along that space between your shoulder blades before you sink deeper into the front knee. Now draw your tailbone down, pull your pubic bone up. Think about opening through your heart and chest, like you're blasting out confidence and compassion to the whole wide world. Take a big breath in. Sink deeper on the exhale. Slowly release your hands and simultaneously can you turn your right toes open towards the right long edge of your mat. Open your arms wide. There's warrior two. And you're just flirting with it to start. Because now we'll straighten our arms and our legs, reach everything up, melt it back down. So a fluid warrior two here, coming in and out of that hip flexion. Let's come up one more time. And then when you settle back down into your warrior two, take one sip of air. The exhale takes your right hand down your back thigh and lifts your left arm up alongside your left ear. Maybe the hand just hangs out behind your head. Can you squeeze your bum cheeks together and push firmly through both soles of your feet? Sink deeper into that front knee. Good. And it feels again like one fluid motion. You're tilting forward like a teapot. Left elbow comes onto your thigh, right hand comes to your hip. And manually pull that frontal hip bone. It's like a headlight on the front of your pelvis. Tack it back. Send your left hip under and push down firmly through the outside edge of your right foot. Now your right arm can stay where it is, or it can stretch up alongside your right ear. And you can look or feel all the different shapes you're making in your body right now. There's triangles. Good. Breathe in. As you exhale, take this slow because we're shifting from external rotation to neutral. Turn your right hip down and place your right hand on the inside of your left foot. Now drop your right knee to the floor. Plant your palm and heel toe your left foot to the outside edge of your yoga mat. Press the left hand into your left thigh. Now the pelvis sinks and the work really melts into the front of your right quad. You can keep that left hand there. You could lift it up. You're just exploring sensation here. Fully twisting those left ribs for 2 more breaths. That's perfect. Pull your foot back through center and start to walk your hands down your yoga mat. Lift up your left toes. Lengthen out your spine like you have a little seed at the very base of your spine and it's starting to blossom a big, long sunflower stalk. So your spine is lengthening, starting from the base. And then the sun goes down and it begins to droop. So you might opt to droop with the folding forward, intensifying. This actually intensifies the stretch through your hamstring. Take a big breath in and exhale. Beautiful. Get firm through your hands. Drag that left foot all the way back and make your way down onto your tummy. So if you're not coming onto your belly, you'll work through a cat-cow sequence here, just like what we did to start. Otherwise, can you take your hands and reach them back behind you, palms face one another, bring your big toes to touch, push your pubic bone down, lift your head and your heart and your chest up. Lift your arms up, lift your legs up. So now your pubic bone is your feet. It's holding the body in place. And you could stay there or opt for an even bigger back bend by reaching back, catching your ankles or the outside edges of your feet. You might rock side to side or back and forth. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Lower your legs down, lower your arms, lower your left cheek to the floor, and just wiggle your bum. Take a big inhale and a bigger exhale. And now slide your hands beside your torso, push into your hands, push into your knees, sink your hips back, and sit up onto your heels. Good. Press into your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, let's take our hands to our heart as our bum melts back down to our heels. Release your arms alongside your body. Inhale, arms lift up. And exhale, hands come to heart. So this can be the work. You could stay here working with more fluid and accessible movement. Or the next time you come up, stay up, take your right hand to your lower back, maybe to the backs of your thighs, or to your right heel. Left hand will follow suit. And you've moved into camel pose, Ustrasana. When you get there, push your pubic bone forward. Zip up. Really zip up through your pelvis. So your bum cheeks squish in. It feels like you're picking up a blueberry with your pelvic floor. We all remember that from pregnancy or postpartum. Tuck your chin into your chest so you have a whole bunch of chins here. Or if it's okay on your neck, you can absolutely let your head fold back. We're here blasting out that intention of kindness, of peace, of compassion for 3 and 2 and 1. Cautiously walk your hands up your lower back, drop onto the tops of your feet, and sink your hips to your heels. Hands come to your thighs, close your eyes, take a breath in. Very good, exhale. Take another big breath in. And exhale. Let's move into some slower, more static poses. So if you have a bolster, you can use it for pigeon pose today. You don't have to. And your folded up blanket will work too. To come into pigeon, you'll step that right foot over your prop and heel toe it across your yoga mat. Then as you settle your pelvis down, it's supported by the prop. Give it a whirl, and if it doesn't work for you, just do plain vanilla pigeon on the floor, or take thread the needle, come onto your back and take a big stretch there. Now you'll let your torso release down. And before you get too comfortable, make sure you are comfortable. So maybe you need a blanket under your head or under your back knee. Give yourself a few extra moments of time here because we're holding each of these next shapes for about 2 minutes each. And as your mind starts to wander, which is normal, the invitation is to come back into our Metta kindness meditation. So maybe you're just laying here in a shape, navigating sensation while repeating, may I be happy. May you be happy. May all beings be happy. Take one more breath here. Ease your body out of the shape. Lift your torso up and then lean onto your right hip. Bring your left leg forward and send your right leg back. So you're switching sides, extending that right leg while the left hip is supported by your prop. Adding more or less props under your torso as you need. And then sinking down into stillness. Take a breath in and take a breath out. May I be free from suffering. May you be free from suffering. May all beings be free from suffering. Silently repeating your mantra here. 2 minutes. Really good work. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Lift your body back up. Go ahead and use the left so you can bring your right leg forward. Take your hands behind you to send both legs, spilled my water. Both legs out in front and shake out your legs. Shake out your legs. Good. And then we'll come into legs up the wall. So you could use a bolster under your hips. I prefer to just take my hips right onto my mat, and you'll bring one side of your body up against the wall. Lay your back down, rotate your body around, and send your legs up to the sky. If you find your legs keep drifting apart, you could take your strap and lock them up. So maybe you create a little knot and hold your legs in place. And now the closer you go to the wall, the more active or yang this is. So it's a bigger stretch through your hamstrings. The further away you go, the deeper of an angle your legs have towards the wall. the more yin or restorative it becomes. But either way, when you come into legs up the wall, you're giving your nervous system a full reset. Take as much time as you need to get into a variation of this pose that feels as comfortable as it can be. Propping your pelvis if there's any pain. And find your mantra here to anchor your attention with intention. May I find peace. May you find peace. May all beings find peace. You have a few minutes here to rest and repeat your mantra. Enjoy. If you really love the sensations you're experiencing here, you can stay. Otherwise, just start to slowly move your toes and your fingers and your lips. Slowly draw your knees in towards your chest, feeling the heaviness of your legs. Rolling over towards either side. And preserving that very quiet state, lift yourself up only to prep for our final pose. It's a restorative shavasana. So could you take your rolled up blanket or your bolster towards the back of your mat? This will support your spine. Again, if you just have a blanket, just make it into a little sushi roll. And then place your second blanket or your bolster, whatever else you have, underneath your thighs, underneath your knees, and bring the edge of your pants or your hips right to the edge of that bolster. Lower your spine down. So your spinal column matches that column shape of the prop. And now bring the soles of your feet together, allowing your knees to flay out to either side. If that's too much, just roll your blanket up a little more or use blocks or books so you have some added props. Or you can even extend your legs. This is called heart bed. Your hands can rest on your belly, on your heart, or just right alongside your body. Please take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. As you lay here, can you visualize or imagine yourself in a place where you feel the most calm? Mentally transport yourself there like you're watching yourself as a video game character. Standing in this place where you find peace and calm. And in this place, if you were to look around you, notice what you would see. Are you alone or with others? Notice who might be there and who is not there. If you take a breath in this place where you feel the most calm, what does it smell like? Maybe salty ocean air or mom's fresh baked cookies. And now what does this place feel like? Even just the act of imagining yourself there, how does it feel in your physical body? Is there a lightness in your heart or in your throat? Finally, notice the sounds of this place. Is it the sound of birds chirping, soft classical music, or maybe loud rock and roll music? And as you take 5 more breaths here, can you fill yourself up with this visceral memory of a place that makes you feel calm? As though just imagining it can do it for you too. And slowly you'll bring little movements into your fingers and toes, eventually inching your knees back towards one another. Shift your hips to either side and roll right off your blanket or bolster. And take your time here and to come back up to sit. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And take a deep breath out through your mouth. And you carve out a moment here to set an intention or make a prayer for yourself, for your community, for humanity. Bow your head into your hands. Take a breath in. Final breath comes out. Thank you for practicing. Keep practicing. Namaste.